Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Late Night Thoughts. So today's topic is going to be the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic titled Michael. So just to set the scene, this film is my most anticipated film by far. Like it's the only film in the foreseeable future that I'm actually excited to see. The reason for that is if you've seen one of my previous videos about Michael Jackson, you'll know that he is my favorite artist, entertainer of all time. I love him to death. So I'm really excited for this film. And I'm just going to talk about today what we know so far about it, like in some of the cast decisions and the director and all of these things going on. So yeah, let's just get into that and I'll give you my thoughts. So starting off, the director of this film, his name is Antoine Fuqua. I don't know how you pronounce that properly, but he, from what I've heard, he's probably his most notable thing is he's directed the film Training Day, which I've never seen, but I've heard is quite a great film. So already we have a director on board who knows what he's doing. Jafar Jackson has been cast in the role of Michael Jackson. So I had no knowledge of Jafar prior to his casting, but he's the nephew of Michael Jackson. And when you see him, he has the look, the body type, he can sing, he can dance, he's got everything going on. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a damn near perfect casting for the role. Then you have Nia Long, Coleman Domingo playing his parents. We know that. And then the most recent news is that Miles Teller, quite a great actor, is joining the cast to play John Branco, Michael's attorney in real life. So yeah, those are what we know in terms of about the film, who's playing who and what. But now let's get down to the nitty gritty of what this film needs to do, because I've thought about for many years, how on earth would you tackle a biopic about Michael Jackson? It's the kind of film I've always been dying to see, but it's like, how do you tackle this film? Because there is so many aspects to this man's life that deserve a film or a mini series of their own. I mean, for God's sakes, he started off as a child singing with the Jackson 5. He had a whole career with them that's, Hall of Fame worthy before he even became Michael Jackson, So there's that whole aspect. Then obviously you have the heydays of Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous, all these huge albums one after another, just covering that portion of his career and just those songs and those performances he gave and those concerts and everything like that. That's a whole film in itself. Then you have, his downfall side of things in the last kind of 15, 20 years of his life with all the scandals that he was alleged to be involved in. That's a whole film in itself. And then you have all these other great aspects. His relationship with his parents, his relationship with his dad is very different to his relationship with his mom. His relationship with his brothers was very complex. He had so much going on. And then on top of that, you had the skin condition issue. You've got, so many different things that happen to this man in his life, his eccentricities. I mean, you can make so many different movies about this guy. I don't know how you're going to contain it into one. I am hoping to God it is a great film. I want it to succeed. But in my mind, a Michael Jackson film at the bare minimum needed to be a two-parter. You do a rise of Michael Jackson and you do a fall of Michael Jackson. That would be a perfectly bookended two-piece of his life. Like the first 30 years, he's just ascending. And then the last 20, he died at the age of 50. It's a sad ending for him. So you could have done that as a two-parter, but obviously they're not doing that here. So how are they going to fit all this into one film? Well, to me, they've got to go through the child years very quickly. I think they just got to set the scene for the family dynamics in that portion of the film. Maybe the first 20 minutes, just get that out of the way of him as a child, and then boom, let's get him onto the stage as a grown man, and let's get him into that Thriller era, into the Bad era, doing the concerts, traveling the world, becoming the king of pop. That's where the second act of the film should all be about. And then I guess if you're going to really rush things, you're going to go to that final third act where it's going to be about the scandals, it's going to be about the controversies, his downfall and the drug addiction, all that stuff. And then I don't know if they're going to kind of end it on a high note with showing maybe clips of the This Is It rehearsals. I don't know. Or perhaps they kind of try and make this film more tailored to a specific moment in his career. Maybe they lead it up to the Motown 25. Maybe it's all about the lead up to the debut of the Moonwalk. Maybe it's all a lead up to his performance at the Grammys in 1988, which was a phenomenal performance. Maybe it's a lead up to the Super Bowl performance. I don't know. But there's just so many points in his life that are just so high and then so low. There's a million different things to cover. They can't cover them all possibly. So I'm just hoping. The movie that keeps coming to my mind when I think of this film is Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm by no means a diehard Freddie Mercury fan, but I love Queen music. I loved Freddie as a performer, but I had very little knowledge of his life. So watching the movie, I was perfectly well entertained, but now I'm thinking, were diehard Freddie fans who knew his whole biography, were they sitting there watching their movie just scratching their eyes out, being like, I can't believe they skipped over this part of his life or that part of his life or whatever, because Freddie died young too, but he had a very full life as well. So there's a lot to pack in, and I don't know if they can pull it off, but I'm liking what the piece is so far. I like the director. I like Jafar playing Michael. I like the castings of his parents. I like Miles Teller as an actor. So the pieces they're seeing in place so far, I'm happy with. But to me, the pacing of this film is my biggest concern. I don't know how it's going to go, but that said, I'm still very excited because it's Michael. At the end of the day, I'm a diehard Michael Jackson fan. I want to see this film. So yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also very concerned about how they're going to pull this thing off. So yeah, that's, I guess, my overall thoughts, guys. It's another film before we leave here, another film compared to is the Elvis film. Austin Butler knocked that one out of the park. Even though maybe people had complaints about that film stylistically, no one can complain about that performance. And for me, as a diehard Elvis fan too, his performance alone just carried that film. I was able to love that film just based on his performance, and similar life expectancy as well to Michael. So dealing with a lot of similar kind of themes and traits in their characters. So yeah, and both two guys who are arguably the two greatest artists of all time, or the most popular entertainers of all time. So yeah, hugely excited for this one, but cautiously concerned, I should say. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the Michael biopic at this stage. We will check in on this again as we get more updates, maybe from the set or when they get a trailer eventually or whatnot. But I believe this is scheduled to come out next year, so I'm excited for this. And yeah, that's all I got for today. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.